Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're gonna take a journey down memory lane and revisit old favorite products. Some of these I had to go out and purchase, actually quite a few of them, because I stopped using them and found better and upgraded. Kind of like, I always refer to makeup the way I think about relationships, and like maybe you will always have a space in your heart for an ex-boyfriend, or actually maybe you just hate them. That's kind of how I feel about my beauty products a lot of the time. But then there is that thing where maybe something like reminds you of something from the past, and oh, my husband's gonna hate this. I'm like trying to make an interesting intro and it's just turning out terrible. Maybe you think about something from the past for a quick moment and you're like, yeah, that cheap AF green tube of mascara that I just loved. I didn't think anything else could come along and replace it. It was the best. And now I'm married to this. This is the Collab Beauty Mascara. I can't shut up about it. I don't think I'm gonna find better. If I do, I'll let you know. The only thing better that I would think I could find would be something that I create, but that might take me a really long time. So, future. So I'd have to divorce that one. What am I even talking about? It is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I am finally sitting down. And all I have been wanting to do is dig into this gorgeous pile of makeup that I used to love so much and see if the love is still there, if maybe moving on was a mistake, maybe I will find that I need to change things up and go back to the past. Rarely does that happen, but maybe it will. First things first, we need to prime. This was the original before Tarte. Okay, texture, let's just compare side by side, L'Oreal, Tarte. We might have a dupe on our hands. Okay, so we're gonna just erase as much of my face as I possibly can right now because I don't feel attractive. Started my period, TMI. Every week before my period, like clockwork, I'm like, I don't know, I think I'm depressed. You would think after how many years I would feel that way and I would maybe be like, oh, connect the dots, this makes sense, it'll pass. No, every month I'm surprised. And then I was doing the math. I was like, you guys, as a woman, getting your period is a whole thing. Okay, so I have endometriosis. To me, it's a little more painful, a little more traumatic, a little more sporadic. But let me tell you, I was thinking about it and I was talking to a girlfriend and I was like, hey, do you realize that you have like a week of PMS and basically a week of bleeding? And that's like 6 months out of the year that we are, as women, like tortured by this. That's a lot. Women are strong. We are powerful. Just know that you are powerful. To the woman that is watching this, whatever age you are, we need to stick together. Okay, so let's move on from that sweet moment to some foundation, and let's all have a laugh because we're gonna go back in Tati's time machine through the hundreds and hundreds of videos, and we're gonna land to a get ready fast with me video where I share with you my favorite way to put on the Aqua Vitalumiere from Chanel. This used to be my ride or die, and in fact, Fleur from Fleur DeForce, I'm gonna link her below. I did her wedding makeup and she had like a whole like system of these, like for her, the bridesmaids, like this was her foundation of choice for her wedding day, and she loved this and I loved this and we all loved this, and it was like the foundation back many moons ago. It has an SPF 15. It's very watery. You got to give it a good little shakeroo. And the thing that just makes me die laughing is how I used to put it on. I'm gonna need to put my hair back. Also, not sponsored, but these clips are the very best clips you will ever use in your entire life. They're from Sally's. Hey, Sally's Beauty. I've bought like 10 packs. They are the best. They hold your hair better than anything. Look, 2 of them with my thick, big hair. Done. Okay, so we're gonna do this and we're going to apply it exactly how I used to, which I should probably take this ring off. This is how I put on my foundation. Whew, skilled, the skills. I would just slap it on and just like moisturize it in, and then I'd kind of look in the mirror and be like, do I need some more? Maybe a little. And like I'd go in with another layer until I felt that it was like an adequate amount. I was just lazy. Like it doesn't go deeper than that. Like if I was doing other people's makeup, I would use brushes, tools, whatever. But yeah, when it came to me getting ready, I did not do like the full glam thing. I was just like, slap it on, it's fine, you know? I'm really happy with this foundation, actually. It might be making a big comeback in my life. Okay, now we're gonna go into another product that was a recommendation from Fleur. She always had really good recommendations, and it was so exciting to try out things from another country. And when I would visit the UK, I would always pick up a bunch of collection products. And this is one of them that I obsessed over. Like, this is pre-shape tape. This was what I loved the most. All the UK girls were like, oh, collection concealer. Like, they just like loved it. It was like a thing. I think even at Fleur's wedding, they had like a touch-up area by the bathrooms, and this was the concealer that was there. If I am not mistaken, Fleur, let me know if I'm correct on that. I think I am. Because I remember like, oh, cute. I can do like a little concealer touch-up. And it's a really good touch-up concealer as well. You can put it surprisingly in a tiny amount on top of whatever you're already wearing, and it does not bunch up terribly, which is pretty cool. It has a nice powder dry down. It's a really good concealer. All right, this is not bad, but it's not Shape Tape. I'll say that. Like, we found better along the way, and this is just not the best. All right, so let's set the under eye area. This is an item that I just had to include in this video because I have used it pretty much the entire duration of creating videos here on YouTube. This is the Coty Airspun. It's not even like a throwback that I stopped using. This is one that every single year, year after year, makes its way back in. It is just something that really does a good job at smoothing, setting, and I love this product. It's a great loose powder that you can buy at the drugstore. Just one of the best. And if you're into baking, this is really, really nice. So I'm gonna go in and make sure that we're not setting any creases by doing a quick tap tap. And then we're gonna go straight in. This is Extra Cover Translucent. Whew. She is potent. Just hold your breath while you do this, guys. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, while the bake is setting, I'm gonna do my brows. I'm only gonna use these two products. I usually use a bunch more. I just am kind of strange with my eyebrows. I love the new Urban Decay eyebrow with the felt tip on one side, the skinny tip on the other, but then I still will put like a little bit of powder, sometimes like a brow gel. But the way that I used to do my eyebrows was with a pomade. We all went through this phase. It was all about the dip brow from Anastasia. I was so hooked on this. I loved it. So we're gonna do that. I am going to first off do my normal thing that I've always done, and that is just create shape with a skinnier pencil. And this Kevyn Aucoin pencil in brunette is one that I have used for a very long time as well. I found it kind of rolling around in the brow drawer, and I was like, hey, old friend, I have not used you in my routine in a very long time. Today's the day we're doing it. So I will be right back. And 2 decades later, we are done with the first part. We're on to the second now. I am gonna take this guy right here, and I wanna make mention that I am not doing my makeup the way that I used to do my makeup. I am simply trying out the products with the kind of style that I'm into at the moment. So if you wanna see a video where I do old techniques, let me know. Happy to do that, but it's not this video, just so we're all on the same page. I kind of feel like I have paint on brows and I don't like it. And then there's another part of me that's like, ooh, yes, like bold brows, do it. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Okay, it's time to dust off the bake and move on to bronzing because boy, oh boy, could I use some bronzer. So we're just going to dust the Coty Airspun off. We will be hitting the face with mega amounts of setting spray. That's one thing with Coty in particular. You definitely want to use a good amount of setting spray. I'm actually super excited to crack into this. I have not used a bronze booster in a minute, And this used to be like my number one. I would rave about this so often. It was so good. I had the pressed version. I had the version that had like the little balls, but they would all like spill out and it would get super annoying. But those were gorgeous too. And this just is a good, solid drugstore bronzer. All right, so this is not bad, but it's not as good as I remember, which is so strange. Okay, so this is so weird because this used to be literally one of my very favorites, and I am not liking this, like at all. And it could be the way that I'm used to applying product now is different from how I used to apply product back then. I'm sure I did not use as much of it back then, but I'm literally taking like Airspun to kind of try to smooth things out. Yeah, my face makeup is just not looking the greatest. What? So weird. I like the foundation. I think that I definitely am going to kind of revisit more often the Chanel because it's just like more natural, lightweight kind of a foundation. But this bronzer, up close, it's so shiny on the skin that it's giving almost a patchy look to the skin. And I don't remember it doing that. So that's kind of strange, throwing me off a tiny bit. Let's go into another old favorite from Physicians Formula. This is the Happy Booster. And I used to obsess over how this smelled like violets. And the marketing was all about violets and the scent of this boosting happiness. And it was kind of weird, like, okay, like your blush is really gonna make you so freaking happy because it smells and is pink and whatever. But I just remember the formula being so nice and it never irritated my skin. Yes, it does have fragrance in it and I'm a little bit more careful about fragrance now than I once was. But we're just gonna give this a good go. It is super adorable. I mean, what's not to love about that pan? Has a slight sheen to it. Wow, I'm just not loving a lot of what is happening with my makeup. Okay, we're gonna go in with MAC Spice. This is one of the first lip liners I ever owned in the history of my life. I was like 13 and I got to go to the MAC store and I got to pick out a lip liner and it was so exciting because when we initially moved to LA, I would go out on auditions and I did acting and I was allowed to wear a little bit of makeup, which of course, me at 13, I was like, yes, adulting. I am here, bring me to MAC. And we didn't have a lot of money, but one of my mom's friends had a discount at MAC and we got to pick out a couple of things. So this was it. And it's also been on my channel plenty of times. This is like one of their standout must-have lip liners. I don't know why I'm stabbing you. I apologize for that. 90s with my plaid. I'm here. Okay, we're gonna go in with 903C from Wet n Wild, which is the must-have. Ooh, I wore this. I Instagrammed this. I'd like line them all up, take a photo. And I'm like, Wet n Wild, under $5. You know, and I loved this. I could not get enough of it. I still can't. I think it's so good. It's like the perfect, beautiful, peachy shade. If you put a little gloss on top, it is so good. We're gonna go in with the Pillow Plump from Soap and Glory. This is the Sexy Mother Pucker in Koi Toy, and I've gone through so many of these over the years. It is a really good one. Not for the timid. It smells like chocolate. It has a nice, just like aromatic thing to it. And it doesn't tingle, it actually buzzes. Like you feel your lips kind of going like almost electricity. It's a very strange sensation. It's kind of cool. I really like that. Maybe not with the red, but I do really like that. This is gonna stay up, front, and center. We have more Physicians Formula, I know, but it used to be like my very favorite #1. Whenever I would do Madness Monday, I would always work a deal. I'd be like, it's 40% off, use a coupon, do the peel off coupon, mix it with the store coupon and the sale. What do you got? A highlighter for $3. And I would be so proud to do that. And it was like a game and I discovered so much great makeup because of it. And their highlighters have to be truly some of the very best at the drugstore, so I know this one is gonna work out. I already know it. This is a good one. I have not used it in a minute. This is the Warm Nude from Physicians Formula. They have one other shade in this kind of a pan, and it is just to die for. Like every time I use this, I'm just like, oh, why do I even use anything else, right? Look at that. And what's nice about the pan too is that you can kind of go into the more pinky, golden, champagne, and if you're doing more of a detail highlight, you can really alter the tone of your highlight. So if you have more of a tan, you can go into these shades a little bit harder. If you are feeling very fair and you feel like this is just gonna show up a little bit weird, you can go more into these lighter shades. So I actually really love this setup with this particular highlight. I think it's quite nice. And it just gives you this gorgeous kind of natural but still very blingy highlight. I love it. For the eyes, we're gonna prime with the Photo Focus Wet n Wild Shadow Primer. I really exclusively use MAC Painterly Paint Pot now. I don't really like these kind of shadow primers anymore, but I used to. I personally now like to cancel out a lot of the veins and discoloration on my lids, and that's what a more opaque shadow primer will do for you, because this is just not canceling anything, you know? Okay, we're gonna go into the Lorac Pro. This is the Pro 3, and this was the one that I obsessed over the most, and when I was decluttering palettes, this is the one that I was like, ugh, like I'm having a hard time, I have to keep it. I love the setup in here. They're very powdery, very soft formula, but they blend so nicely. So let's just do kind of an easy, nice, soft look. I really love this eyeshadow. I will say one thing about it, revisiting this palette, is it is so powdery. I feel like if I were reviewing it today for the first time, that I would probably be complaining quite a bit about the level of dustiness everywhere when you dip the brush in. However, if you're okay with that and you really give the brush a good spanking and you just get that excess off of there, you're not gonna have an issue. As you can see, I don't have fallout underneath my eye, and I have not once done the little like brush off thing. We'll do that right now just to make sure. But everything is looking really good. I am kind of annoyed by this gloss, which is shocking me. It's a little stringy. I think maybe I just used too much. I hadn't used that one in a long time, so slight learning curve with how gloppy the Soap & Glory glosses are. Less is more. I can still feel the tingle. I like how it feels. I like the shine of it. I like the scent of it. Moving right along, we are going to mascara. And you guys, for those of you that have been watching since the dawn of time here on my channel, I just want to first off say thank you, but also let's have a moment together. And when you think of an OG mascara that I used to love, I'm sure you're all picturing it right now. We can all see it in our minds. This one right here, this was the most worn, most loved used mascara on my channel for, I want to say, the first 2, maybe 3 years. And I just thought this was the best thing ever. My trick to it was to apply it, let it dry, and then apply more. The one thing about this mascara to be warned is if you are someone that does not powder underneath your eyes, or you have very teary eyes, it will smudge. I never had that issue with this, but a lot of people would like send me DMs and they're like, I know it's your favorite and it looks really good at first, but it smudges on me. Does it smudge on you? And I was like, no, it doesn't. but I do know that that was like a big complaint. So let's see if this compares to my new love, my current flame. Now I remember the first coat always being kind of like, eh, but then it's when you let it dry and then you build, and I actually did a dedicated video to that. It was like my Tip Tuesday, make your lashes look fake. All right, we're gonna let this dry for a minute and we're gonna go in with more, and I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, you guys, this stuff is pretty dang good. The other weird thing about this mascara that I remember so well is that if you have to recurl your lashes, or it's the end of the night and you put on your makeup early in the morning and you just feel like somehow the mascara disappeared. Do you know what I mean? Like somehow it's like, oh, the lashes are looking a little lackluster. Sometimes if you put on more mascara, it's like, whoa, tarantula lashes, that was a mistake. Like I will never do that again. But with certain formulas that have especially that rubberized, really almost firm brush, you can go in at the end of the day and add more. And it just gives you this very faux lash effect, and I think it looks super pretty. Okay, yay. The foundation is staying right here, the lip combo staying right here. I am really surprised that I love this so much. Like, why did I stop using it? It is so nice and so quick to blend and really pretty everyday colors. So this is definitely a good rediscovery. The only Physicians Formula face product that I will keep front and center will be the highlighter. That one I have been meaning to pick up again. It is so nice. I really love that one, and it's just natural looking at the same time. I love it. The other two, the blush and the bronzer, I have so many that are so much better, that blend better. So those are just like, we've graduated from that. But I'm actually I'm kind of impressed with my taste back in the day, you know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. These are for the most part really great items. What do you guys think? Do we love my throwback look? Techniques that I use now, makeup that I used then, kind of an old outfit. Let's be honest, I wore plaid in general a whole lot. I specifically wore this one a ton when I used to film standing in front of the window in my old place. And I also would always wear these big like chunky necklaces. I'm kind of having like a fun throwback moment, and you know what? I like it. I'm here for it. So the last thing we have to do is set the face, and this is the one that has stuck with me the whole ride. Urban Decay All Nighter is just like the old school best. It's the standard. So let's just set it and forget it, but not forget too much, because sometimes it's good to look in the rear view mirror. Just don't stay there. Make sure that you're driving ahead always, and respect where you've been, even with your beauty products and beauty routine. All right, I love you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want me to do a full face of how I used to do my makeup, maybe following an old tutorial with really crappy techniques that I absolutely would not use now, but that might be fun. Thumbs this video up if you want to see that. Leave comments below. Ring the bell. I am here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. PST, and I would love it if you would come and hang out with me again. Here's to the future of beauty, where the stuff I'm using right now is what we're throwing back to. I cannot wait for that. All right, I love you guys. Go have a good one, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah.